Hello guys, I have some update for you guys. So I'm making some changes with this channel. I've been doing a lot of what's the word you call it, kind of like trying different things. So I have decided to just keep this channel strictly about cults and religious trauma, spiritual abuse. I have another channel called HBHL where I speak about positivity and personal development and growth. So ladies, I have that channel linked down below. Red flags that I wish I followed and listened to when I first decided to join the ICOC. There are more than likely going to be some red flags. Honestly, I have no clue how people don't see it. It's like it just completely just, oh, red flags, I don't see a red flag. I'm like, you don't see how weird this is? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I have just have a little sensitivity added to myself. But anyway, here are my red flags I wish I followed when I first joined the ICOC. So first on my list is love bombing. I wish that I paid attention to that, because that was actually the very first sign for me. When I first went to the ICOC on a Sunday, I was greeted and felt very bombarded. And don't get me wrong, a lot of some churches are very friendly, and I'm a friendly person too, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But in this particular church, I just physically had the emotions of wanting to escape. People were coming to me and quickly asking me for my number, and I was just like, I don't know you. The next red flag I wish I listened to was the overly eagerness. I really felt like people were just too eager for me to jump in and start studying the Bible. Just people kept approaching me, asking me, so when are we going to jump in there and start studying? When are we going to jump in and study? And when they say jump in, they mean it literally. When are you going to start studying the Bible? In my experience, people were extremely overly eager. They acted as if they had some special gift or some special truth that I don't know of. They actually did tell me that, as a matter of fact. Next red flag I wish I listened to was being pressured to get baptized. I remember I had straightened my hair at the salon. I had cut it and I was just like, I think I'm gonna have to push this date because I just got my hair done at the salon and I don't want to ruin it and I don't feel like having to straighten it myself. So let's just push it to next week. And they looked at me like I was crazy. Like, seriously, Tina, you would rather risk your salvation over here? And that's what one of the women said. They were trying to get me to hurry up and get baptized by my birthday. My birthday's October 18th. I got baptized October 22nd. I was just like, I don't understand why it's so important for me to do it now. I mean, I'm doing my studies. I finished my studies already. I'm pretty sure if I die anytime before I get dunked in the water, God will accept me. But they were like, no, he won't. You were not dunked in the water yet, so we need to hurry up and get you baptized ASAP. So that is a red flag I wish I paid attention to. In the ICOC, they like to keep count of money and members. So we had these things called a weekly newsletter. Every Sunday, as I would walk into the church, they would hand it out. We made this much money, woo! And we baptized this many people this month, woo! We got this many new members, woo! Only one time I actually thought to myself, the thought ran through my mind, why is this such a big deal? Why don't they just collect the tithes and why don't they just baptize people? Why do they have to keep count of every single thing? So I thought, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's be proud of ourselves. The pressure to attend every Sunday, and I mean every Sunday, it felt like a death sentence to me. I'm gonna be extremely and brutally honest. You guys know how I am by now. I hated going every single Sunday. After a while, in the beginning, when I first got baptized, it was exciting. I was in my honeymoon phase. It was just every Sunday, you gotta come, every Sunday. I remember I missed one Sunday, or I would get phone calls. Why didn't you come? We missed you today. Where were you, Tina? We missed you. And it just became really aggravating because I was like, please, give me my space. My discipling partners came to my house just to bring me the communion. So they bought grape juice and poured it in these tiny cups and gave it to me and prayed with me in the living room with me in my pajamas. And I was just like, this is the most awkward thing that's ever happened to me. It's kind of unexpected. They didn't have to do that. We can wait till next week to go. But they felt like, you don't know if you're gonna live to next week, so let's do this now. It was just really weird. So I wish that was something I paid attention to. Pressure to attend all the meetings that they have 3 times a week. Sunday, which is a regular service. Tuesday, sometimes they will switch it to Wednesday. That was midweek service. Friday, which is a family group or Bible talk. They keep you very, very busy. You can barely make time to do anything else. Some churches are not as strict. The first one I went to was very, very strict. It was such a big deal. And if you were a leader, forget it. You had even more meetings to attend. And they were always busy. To the point where I actually started to think they was getting paid. I was like, they have to be paying you for this. You're taking time out from a real job that gives you real money to pay real bills to attend these meetings. This is a lot of work. Something just fell out of nowhere. And it creeped me out. The cliquiness in the church is real. I was only 23 when I attended, and all the kids in there that were college, they weren't that much younger than me, but they weren't married and they didn't have kids. So it made me look like I was older because I was automatically put in the married ministry. And I wanted to make friends my age. I tried to make my way in to hang out with the college ministry people, and they would look at me funny. Like, they would see me approaching them as if I didn't belong. And I don't think they're all like that, but I feel like the church sets it up like that because they put everyone in categories. Like, you're in the married, you're in the singles, you're in college, you're in the teens. And it made people feel like, oh, I have to stay here. I can't venture over there because I'm married and I have kids and I have no life, clearly. And once you get married and have kids, you have no life, clearly. And I can't ever hang out again. And I'm not really as young as I am. That's just something I wish that I paid attention to. By the way, that was sarcasm. When you have kids and get married, you do still have a life. It depends on the person. Freak that. I have a freaking life. Arranged dating. They like to set people up. So if you have someone you actually are attracted to or someone you actually have interest in, not that attraction means anything. Some people just seem like a funny couple. They just don't seem to vibe at the best. That is because they are usually set up together based on how spiritual each individual in the relationship is. Just like the arranged dating, there are arranged friendships. I had many arranged friendships and none of them lasted pretty much at all. The only friendship I had that lasted was one of my best friends that is actually still in the church, and that is because we were not arranged. This girl is the realist and she's been through the realist, and that is the reason why they try to break us apart. We were not spiritually compatible and we would help each other fall away and diminish spiritually. But freak that, we stayed friends, and to this day I love her. Invasiveness. There is many parts of invasiveness in this church that I wish I paid attention to, and one of them is what I like to call pullovers. Now, pullovers is when you are minding your own business, just living your life, doing your daily routine, when suddenly one of the ICOC members decides to pull you over. Hey, can I speak to you for a minute, Tina? Come here. I noticed that you were very friendly with that brother, and I know that you're just being nice, but I just want to warn you to just be very careful because he's single and we don't want to cause him to have any temptations. We don't want you to come across as being too nice. I'm just telling you because I love you. They pull you to the side and they try to give you advice on something that you don't think you really need advice on. For me, I had a pullover probably once a week. Invasiveness with hangouts. You will be invited to do a hangout with someone. Let's go hang out. Let's go to the mall. Let's go get something to eat. Come over to my house. We'll watch a movie. If you see them pull out their Bible, take your stuff and hit the the streets, because that is it. When someone tells me they want to hang out, I expect that we are just going to do just that, hang out. I remember one time I said to someone, I feel like every time we hang out, you always want to talk about the Bible and God. And they were like, well, my entire life revolves around God. And if you're serious about being a disciple, not a Christian, they call it a disciple, then you would understand that, and you would want to talk about God all the time too. Yes, I did feel like I was serious, but at the same time, I didn't feel it was necessary to bring up God in every single sentence. It just didn't feel genuine, and it didn't feel authentic. The friendships didn't feel real, the hangout didn't feel real, the conversations didn't feel real, and those are signs I wish I paid attention to. The other part of invasiveness is the double dating. Now, if you go on a double date and you are not seeing a Bible out on the table, or you are not asked any personal questions, then congrats. You may have just found some real friends at the ICOC. Majority of the double dates I went on, they were fun up until it got to the point where I was asked a bunch of questions about my salvation and if I'm struggling and pulling out the Bible, and I just didn't want to do that. I just wanted to enjoy my double date. Next on my list is mandatory discipling partners. They told me that I needed to have discipling partners. I was like, no thank you, I think I should be okay. And they're like, no, you have to. But why? Why can't I just say no? I needed to make sure that I was okay and that I was staying in God's word and that I wasn't gonna go anywhere. That is why you have mandatory discipling partners, which should not be something that you should be forced to do. It should be something that you should say, okay, I feel comfortable doing this, because when you have a discipling partner, you basically tell them everything that goes on in your life, and I mean everything, when I didn't really know her that well, so. Another sign I should have looked out for was when I would see members get frustrated easily anytime I made a decision on my own. Like the time that I accepted a job and my discipling partner was all upset because I didn't come to her for advice first. And I didn't do that because I didn't see a need to. It was me who wanted the job. It was me who was getting the money, and I'm a grown woman, that just didn't make sense to me. By this time, I had so many red flags, I was already too deep in. But if you see things like this, like a member is getting frustrated because you did not seek advice or seek permission, definitely pay attention to that, because that's not normal, not even in churches. Isolation from the world and from family. Having a church tell you that you have to attend all the meetings, you have to attend all the events, and that you have to cancel plans with friends, you have to cancel plans with family. If I want to stay somewhere for a weekend, they want to know who it was and tell me to be careful with that person. And basically it just makes it feel really uneasy and uncomfortable, because it's like, this isn't a stranger, this is my family, or this is my friend. Look out for that sign. That is very important to look for. Being scolded for not seeking advice. So you should not have to feel like you have to tell people what you're gonna do before you do it. If you want to go to someone for advice, that's fine. If you want to tell them out of excitement that you got a new job or you're going to school again, that's fine. But when they say seek advice, that really means seek permission, because advice is a give or take. But in the ICOC, if you don't take it and you leave it and they get upset, then that's a huge sign. They should not get upset. It should be, you know what, this is up to you, but this is my advice. That's real advice. That's what a good church does. That's what a good religion does. And that's a huge sign. Please pay attention to it. Stop pretending like you don't see it, because you know that you do. When you're told how to dress and how to act, I noticed that the people that I got along with the most were people who were really themselves. Whenever they would be themselves, there was always someone who has like a stick up their ass that will go and be like, you shouldn't say this, sister. You shouldn't do that, sister. And it's just so annoying. It's like, let sister be on her own and do it her way. And it was simple things. It's not sins. It's nothing that's in the Bible that's wrong. Like wearing open-toe shoes, or likes to say, praise God, amen, all the time during a sermon when everyone else is quiet. It was just really dumb things like that that they would try to change. And some of these things are part of a person's personality. So if you are faced with something like that, that's a huge red flag. You need to stop ignoring it and start paying attention to it and question if this is even worth you being a part of this church. A gut feeling is the most important thing to go by. This is my last red flag I have for you guys. When I very, very, very first went, very first one. I had the purest gut feeling. I was like, something in here does not feel right. I could not understand why they were trying to get me so bad to conform to their church. Following your gut feeling in any situation, not just when it comes to cults and religion, but just anything in your life, is very important. Follow your heart, you follow your gut. I had a bad gut feeling the entire time I was a part of the ICOC, but every time I would mention it to someone, they would tell me that that was Satan. To this day, I would get messages of people telling me it's Satan. It's because Satan is telling me not to go to church. Because Satan is telling me not to read the Bible. No, it's not Satan, it's just me. I'm telling myself. But the gut feeling is not something you tell yourself. That's something you feel. Don't be afraid to follow your instincts. Don't be afraid to go with what your gut tells you. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel comfortable. It's not the only church in the world. You can go to another church. You can go somewhere else. If you like it, you feel it's a place for you, good luck to you. Go ahead and join it. Better you than me. You guys have to really pay attention to the red flags. These are red flags I experience. As you know, this is my channel. This is my truth. So for my truth, I'm telling you that these are the things I went through, just so you can be as careful as you possibly can. I will see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, then leave a comment down below. Or if you want to send me an email, hbhl@yahoo.com. Also, if you are going through some recovery healing from spiritual trauma, join my Facebook group, Beautiful Souls, which is also down linked below. And ladies, don't forget to come and check out my other channel, HBHL, only for ladies. Sorry, no men allowed. I will see you soon.